Well, thank you so much for having me in this video. Hopefully that you are doing great today. Um, in this very moment, we are going to continue our meeting, and hopefully that everyone is healthy right now. Let me open this first. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue in the second meeting. We are going to discuss again about Unit 1. But before that, I'm going to share the screen to you so you can see what's on my screen here. Let me check this one more time. Yep, skip this one, close this one, and this one. Hopefully you can see it clearly. Well, in this unit, we are going to talk again still about Unit 1. And if you still remember the previous meeting, I asked you to do this. This is very simple activity actually. Yeah, even though I know that maybe the term is not quite simple because you have to find out and search using the machine or engines. So that's why it's quite challenging and takes a long time to answer this, but it's okay. When I check yours, everything is okay because you can get the answer properly. But yeah, fine. I will not consider it even though there is mistake as a big deal. So just take it easy. Um, we will go to this first. When do you usually get? And when do you usually do? What is your average mark? How do you feel before doing? What kind of relationship do you have? Where do you usually sit? How much time do you spend? And what do you want? This is a kind of questions that maybe we can use in our daily life. For example, where do you usually get? Where do you usually do? Nah, biasanya ini seperti menanyakan, misalkan, for example, when your job is a salesman, maka pertanyaannya bisa menjadi when do you usually do marketing? It could be like that. So this number 2. When do you usually do marketing? Is it on weekend or weekdays? So you can answer it. What is your average mark? Maksudnya ya, tanda rata-ratanya itu apa? Nilai rata-ratanya tuh apa? Biasanya seperti itu. How do you feel about doing blah blah blah? How do you feel about doing the final test? How do you feel about doing the mini project? Bisa seperti itu. Kalau what kind of relationship do you have? Misalkan, kalau kind of relationship it means between two sides ya, karena relationship kan harus berjalan antara satu orang dengan orang lainnya. So what kind of relationship do you have with Panji? Misalkan, when I ask you, what kind of relationship do you have with your friends? Is it more than friendship? It could be. Nah, when you are asking about relationship, you can use this. Misalkan tanya ke teman, emang kamu udah pacaran sama dia? You can use this expression. What kind of relationship do you have with him or her? Seperti itu. Where do you usually sit? Nah, ini menanyakan biasanya kamu duduk di mana gitu. Where do you usually sit in the class? Where do you usually sit in the bench? Where do you usually sit? Ini sebenarnya kata kerjanya bisa diganti. Where do you usually eat? Where do you usually have breakfast? Where do you usually sleep? Where do you usually watch YouTube? Bisa diganti. Jadi pertanyaan ini sebenarnya pertanyaan template atau pertanyaan yang bisa dipakai untuk konteks apa saja tinggal kita ganti kata kerjanya. How much time do you spend in a week for playing games? For example, kayak gitu. How much time do you spend uh, your plenty time during the weekend? Seperti itu. Atau misalkan, how much time do you spend for playing badminton? Boleh juga seperti itu. Kemudian, what do you want? What do you want to do? Kalau want ini harus diikuti oleh to selanjutnya. What do you want to do when you finish school? What do you want to do when you go to abroad? What do you want to do when you are in Bali? What do you want to do when you have a lot of money? Nah, ini pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang sebenarnya template, tinggal dirubah belakangnya saja. It's up to you actually. Dan ini bisa dipakai untuk rujukan when you are going to practice with your friends. And we are moving on to the next. We have this, for example, number one. Ini another word for homework. What is it? Task? Task? Or what? Task or prep? Yep, could be. Kemudian number two, close down. Something you sit on chair. Kemudian the man in charge of school, headmaster. A lady teacher. Number four, it's mysteries. Kemudian ini 5, a type of mathematics, arithmetic. Yep. Arithmetic. Kemudian is it arithmetic really? Yep. Kotaknya berapa? Kotaknya 3, 6, 9, 10. Yep. Yep. And then so on and so on. And we skip for the listening session first for this meeting. I think in the next meeting we will have this one. But for today's meeting, I'm going to focus on how we answer this. We answer this and a bit about grammar and perhaps speaking if we have enough time. First, here is the context. The context is about a university student, a new university student who just leave home for university. There is a debate between parents and students, parents and daughter actually. Jadi ada bapak dan anak yang mereka saling berdebat ketika anaknya ingin bukan berdebat, lebih seperti berargumen ketika anaknya pertama kali datang atau pergi ke kampus. The situation is the daughter must leave home and stay away from their parents, but their parents worry their daughter so much. Seperti itu. Nah, di sini ada perdebatan. So these two sides here. This one, it belongs to the daughter's opinion or the daughter's statements, and this one from her father's. Nah, di sini ada a daughter's advice to parents by Carrie Price. And then ini a father's advice to students by Stuart Price. Nah, di sini terjadi perdebatan. I will not read the whole text for you. You can read it by yourself later on after I send this to you. But here's the situation that you have to know. Wait a second. Another advice. The first, it's about my parents drove me to uni. The word uni, it means university. Jadi kalau di Inggris itu nulis universitas, cukup uni itu sudah cukup. Ini tulisan gaul. Jadi I want to go to uni. It means saya mau pergi ke kampus, ke universitas. Jadi jangan bingung, uni ini apa? Uni mean university. And then maksudnya dia diantar ke kampusnya, ke universitasnya. And then that was great, but they hang around. So hang around itu masih nunggu maksudnya. Mereka masih nunggu di situ. So it was hard to chat to the people in rooms near mine. Ya, kemudian ada don't ask us to come home. Jangan minta kita untuk pulang ke rumah kayak gitu. Jadi jangan minta anak-anak itu buat cepat-cepat pulang ke rumah. Get another interest or pet if you feel lonely without us. Jadi mending nyari hobi baru atau melihara hewan kayak gitu. Kalau saran dari anak-anak. It's quite interesting to hear about your experience at uni, but remember that was a long time ago, so don't go on about it so much. Jadi jangan diungkit-ungkit terus. Jadi go on about itu adalah seperti kita ngungkit, ngungkit, ngungkit terus. Seperti kita menyelidiki terus. Oh dulu tuh saya kayak gini, digali terus seperti itu. Kemudian ada please don't check out upon us or our friends on Facebook. Maksudnya adalah jangan stalking. Nah, jangan stalking. Jangan stalking. Jadi jangan dicek-cek terus, jangan intai terus. Check upon us itu jangan diintai terus. Don't change anything in our bedrooms. Jangan ubah apa-apa di kamar kami. We have only have left home. Ya, separuh tinggal di rumah. Maksudnya tidak serta-merta seutuhnya keluar dari rumah seperti itu. We would still like to come on family holidays with you seperti itu. Jadi masih pengen pulang ketika liburan. Kemudian the further advice, don't complain so much about how much work you have to do. Jadi jangan komplain terus kalau banyak kerjaan seperti itu. It's normal thing, parents always do that. And then put up with the fact that we refuse to get a dog while you were at home. Then suddenly bought one as soon as you move. Jadi sebenarnya sabar. Put up with means that you can still handle your emotion or you are patient, sabar dengan sesuatu, itu artinya bisa bisa menahan atau bisa legowo. Bisa legowo, bahasanya kita lebih pas kalau legowo. Legowo kalau faktanya kita tuh nggak mau miara apa-apa kalau ada di rumah. Tapi setelah ketika anak-anak tuh masih di rumah, tapi ketika anak sudah pergi ke kampus, miara peliharaan seperti itu, melihara anjing di sini. Kemudian just because you are at university studying very complex subject, it doesn't mean that you are more intelligent than everybody else. This is something important for students because everyone knows that you are a very high intelligence person because you study at the university level. But it doesn't mean that you can judge people are more stupid than you. Remember that university is just something that can facilitate you to learn something new that you have never seen or learned before. But if we talk about intelligence, it depends on you. If you study hard, it means you can level up your intelligence. But if you do nothing, then you just stuck there. So don't judge everyone more stupid than you just because you are in university. So this statement is very deep. And then let us come and visit you. It's something normal. Parents want to visit you when you are away. Stay near the university in your boarding house and don't waste so much time on Facebook. Nasihat-nasihat di uh, kala sekarang seperti jangan mainan HP terus, jangan mainan IG terus. And then we might make a few changes. Mungkin kita akan merubah beberapa tatanan dekorasi di kamarmu. Don't forget to call home for from time to time, sorry. And don't get annoyed if we phone you. Dan jangan marah ketika kami phone, maksudnya menelpon. Jadi phone itu bisa sebagai kata kerja. Saya akan memberikan contohnya di sini. Jadi phone itu bisa menelpon. Misalkan I phone him 3 times, berarti saya menelpon dia 3 kali. I phone him 3 times. Saya nelpon dia 3 kali. Atau misalkan he phones me before I go to school. Misalkan seperti itu. Itu bisa seperti itu. Jadi phones itu juga bisa digunakan sebagai kata kerja. Sebagaimana house, water, I water my plant. Maksudnya saya menyirami tanamannya. I iron kan besi, tapi juga bisa menyetrika. Seperti itu. Plant itu tanaman, tapi juga bisa maknanya menanam. I plant a seed. Saya menanam benih. I plant a flower. Saya menanam bunga. So sometimes a verb has a similar form with the noun. Persis sama persis. Nah, and then it's not pestering. Pestering itu mengganggu ya. If we don't call it, you wouldn't know that we care, seperti itu. Nah, your job actually is very simple. You only need to answer this. This it's sometimes not exactly like this ya. I will try to give you a definition with this. You only need to put this to this sentences. Take her out means ya ngajak dia pergi keluar. Take her out, ngajak dia keluar. Leave home berarti meninggalkan rumah. Hang around itu tetap di situ, maksudnya masih tetap tinggal di situ atau stay di situ atau nggak kemana-mana juga bisa. Misalkan I hang around in the office for about 10 minutes. Saya tetap berada di kantor selama 10 menit. Seperti itu. Nah, kalau check upon itu memeriksa. Seperti yang tadi saya sudah sampaikan, check upon us itu memeriksa kita atau kami. Going on ya sesuatu apa yang terjadi seperti itu. Apa yang dilakukan, going on. Misalkan, is it still going on? Apakah peristiwanya masih terjadi atau misalkan ada yang ketinggalan nonton film atau ada misalkan event-event tertentu, ada konser misalkan kita telat, kita mau tanya ke orang, Is it still going on? Apakah konsernya masih? Yang nonton film, is it still going on? Apakah filmnya masih? Jadi going on itu menanyakan sesuatu yang sedang atau masih terjadi. Give her a lift maksudnya adalah memberi tumpangan. Lift ini menumpang ya, tumpangan, bonceng gitu atau nebeng misalkan. Ada yang nawarin bonceng gitu. Do you wanna lift? Do you wanna lift? Please give me a lift. Kayak gitu. Jadi lift ini artinya adalah tumpangan. Kemudian ada put up with. Put up with tadi kalau saya lebih cocoknya menggambarkan sebagai legowo. Ya, menerima dengan sabar. Legowo. Kemudian ada go on about. Ya tadi apa? Mungkin membahas-bahas lagi, bahas-bahas lagi. Nah, your job is the first job that you have to do is answering this. You have to read this text first, because when you do not read the text, you will not get the answer clearly if you don't read this. So first thing that you have to do, read the text and then answer this. Of course, it will be better if you make a note. Oh, ini artinya ini artinya ini. So I'm asking you to make about 10 words that are new for you. 10 words that are new for you here. So you have to write down 10 words that are new for you. Yang masih baru atau yang sudah lama. Kalau misalnya sudah tahu semua tidak apa-apa, tapi tulis kira-kira yang masih agak-agak lupa-lupa ingat mengenai kosakata tersebut. Jadi silahkan ditulis. The first, your job is answering this using these words. And the second one, you have to write down 10 words that maybe they are new for you, yang memang masih sangat baru, or maybe they are not new for you, but it's still hard for you to understand. Yang masih agak susah ingat atau dipahami. How if you write more than 10? It's okay. Semakin banyak, ya semakin bagus sebagai pembelajaran diri. Jadi at least 10. More than that, it's up to you. But I only ask you 10. More than that, I will really appreciate it if you write more than 10. It means that you learn a lot. Seperti itu. Jadi two first, your job. This, answer this using these 8 words based on the reading. And then after that, please write down at least 10 words that are new or it's still not clear for you to understand. At least 10. If you write more, I will really appreciate it. Okay, that's the 2 activity. Very simple. And the next, maybe I will talk about this slightly ya, sedikit saja. Menggunakan despite, though, even though, also. Well, basically the meaning are the same. Meskipun gitu. Meskipun cara penggunaannya sama seperti di bahasa Indonesia. Misalkan although I don't have money, meskipun saya tidak punya uang, I am still very happy. Saya masih tetap sangat bahagia. So when you arrange the sentence, it's still very basic. Meskipun, although, saya tidak punya uang. I tidak punya, don't have uang, money. Although I don't have money. I am still very happy. It's very basic. So when you arrange it into sentence, it's very basic. Jadi tinggal ditaruh saja. Mau diganti even though boleh. Even though I don't have money. Sama saja. Sama saja. Nah, sekarang tinggal despite, though, atau mungkin ada in spite of, ada in spite of. Nah, ini tinggal kita baca dulu aturannya. Kalau we use word phrase though, although, even though to link two clauses together, we call them linking, ya nouns or gerunds, ya bedanya cuma itu. Bedanya cuma itu. Jadi kalau lanjut seperti yang tadi, when we use although, or even though, even though, we use it for sentence, ya, menggunakannya untuk kalimat. Depannya kalimat, contohnya seperti ini. Kalimat itu apa? Kalimat itu kalau rumus kalimat adalah satu subjek, satu verb. Satu subjek, satu verb. Jadi kalau misalkan saya sedih, berarti I am sad. I am sad. Saya tidak menangis. I don't cry. Nah, ditambahi even though, boleh. Ditambahi though, boleh. Ditambahi although, boleh. Ini boleh diganti though, boleh diganti although, boleh. Nah, ini subjeknya adalah I, verbnya adalah am. Jadi setelah even though, although, atau though harus ada subjek dan ada verbnya. Berbeda dengan despite atau in spite of, di mana depannya itu pasti noun. Misalkan despite visiting jangan visiting, nanti terlalu, sleeping on a sofa, I had a good dream. Meskipun tidurnya di atas sofa, saya mendapatkan mimpi yang indah. Jadi setelah despite itu harus noun. Ciri-cirinya apa? Tidak ada subjeknya. Tidak ada subjeknya. Dan depannya biasanya verb ing atau noun-noun yang lain. Itu seperti itu. Contohnya ini, despite breaking. Nah, terus ada lagi nggak yang in spite of? Oh, tidak ada. Tapi sama. Di sini mau diganti in spite, boleh. In spite of sleeping on sofa, I had a good dream. Meskipun hanya tidur di sofa, saya tetap mimpi indah. Seperti itu. Jadi, even though, although, dan though, itu harus diikuti oleh subject dan verb. Because after even though, although, and though must be clause. Harus clause. Sedangkan setelah despite atau in spite of, karena ada of-nya, pasti setelahnya harus noun. Seperti ini. Ini sangat kental sekali ketika if we talk about TOEFL. Jadi bagi yang TOEFL yang ingin mendapatkan skor yang tinggi, ini harus dipahami. Because it's very important for you. Singkat saja, yang jelas kuncinya adalah dua. First, setelah even though, although, atau though, it must be verb. It must be a sentence. Sekali lagi, setelah even though, although, dan though, harus sentence. Ciri-cirinya ada apa? Ini is if. Nah, satu subjek, satu verb. Ada subjeknya apa? I. Verbnya apa? Am. Ini sudah tepat. Kalau even though taruh sini benar nggak? Tidak sesuai. Kenapa? Karena tidak ada subjeknya. Nah, rumus yang kedua, setelah despite atau in spite of harus noun. Contohnya di sini adalah sleeping. Sleeping itu bentuk noun atau gerund. Seperti itu. Nah, ini contohnya despite smoking. Despite smoking. In spite of the terrible weather. In spite of the terrible weather. Mau dibolak-balik seperti apa? Tetap sama. Setelah despite, in spite of, harus dalam bentuk noun. Tapi kalau setelah although, though, atau even though harus dalam bentuk sentence. Seperti itu saja. We will continue later on with the other activity. We only have that. Very simple. You only need to read the text that we have. Okay, this one. And your job is to pocket. The first is this. The second one is this. Yang tadi itu menulis sesuai jawabannya. Yang ini menulis at least 10 words that it is not new for you or unfamiliar for you. Tulisnya di mana? Di kertas dulu, boleh. I will share you this later on. Okay, so if you have any question, you may ask me through WhatsApp. Inshallah, I will be fast respond. Thank you for having me. Stay healthy. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.